trip number 3. We visited Pride Pack processing facilities today.
They process and package the apple slices, lettuce, and other vegetables for McDonald's.
We met the son of the founder, who's very passionate. He knows all about his business.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. It's nice to have people come and see what we do. And we're ready for a tour?
Beautiful get-ups with our blue hats and blue gloves and hard-nosed shoes. We looked like superstars. Sanitation is the key there. We actually had to walk in soap foam in order to get into the factory.
To see how exceptionally clean it was and how they're doing random spot checks during the day to make sure there's no bacteria that could possibly get into it. And if it does, they shut everything down, they clean everything up.
We saw the line that do all that beautiful lettuce that goes into our Big Macs.
All the raw product will come. We'll remove the cores and any outer wrapper leaves.
When you start from a head of lettuce and actually narrow it down to make sure that each individual little tiny slice is perfect. Watching that whole process was insane.
The product will fall into the wash tank, so the water is pumped up, and then it swings around back down here.
All the machinery and equipment. I can't believe people invent.
The laser machine that checked the lettuce.
This machine looking for color. If it finds a brown piece, it'll reject it.
How will it reject it?
There's 288 air nozzles that run across here, 1 millimeter in diameter.
And it just shot them down a little chute, and I thought that was pretty cool.
I know that nothing is getting by them, and that's really reassuring to me.
My highlight of the day was seeing the apple line.
I was very curious about the apples. The kids always get the apples, will fall in the car. And the next day I notice, that apple isn't brown.
Everybody asks, why don't they turn brown? Here is the secret. They're dipped in a mix of vitamin C and calcium. The apples are fresh grown, picked in Ontario. They're 100% apples. You can feed them to the kids, and they're safe.
You want a bob for apples?
It was really interesting to know that it was like a family base.
Was it your dad or your grandfather that founded the company?
My father.
This is another company that is a family business. And again, for me, all comes back to family. They take pride in what they do, and that means a lot to me as a mom. At least I know when I go in there, I am getting the best product that they can put out. People go in, they buy their food, and they leave, and they don't think of everything that goes into it, and it really is a process. And I'm so glad that I'm lucky enough to be able to be part of it, because it truly is a great experience. Again, I find it difficult to eat at other fast food restaurants now.
It's the start of day 2, and we're heading over to the Ronald McDonald House.
Welcome to our house. We're so glad to have you here. We're also really glad to know that this is your first house.
This is like a TV show, my first house.
We got to have a tour with Margaret. Learned a lot more about the house and how it works.
They actually house families whose children are in the hospital.
They have a dinner program. People come in and donate their time and the food, and they make dinner for everyone in the house.
The 2 different kitchen areas, laundry facilities. It just provided a more warm feeling than a hotel does.
We really like the decor. There's a lot of areas that we can see families hooking up and supporting each other, but also where kids can escape and take a break.
There's a room for nursing mothers. There's a quiet room for adults to read.
A courtyard with a swing set. It was like a normal home.
They really thought of everything, and they're constantly rethinking and reworking it. It's as cheap as $10 a day.
Provided they can afford the $10. Because no family's ever turned away because they can't afford it.
How many families that they have touched is amazing. And
From the way the community comes together to support it and give the donations.
if Ronald McDonald House wasn't there, a lot of families would struggle. I mean, everyone is extremely passionate.
The volunteers, the staff of 5, it's incredible what they do for families in need. It's a huge support network. That's one of the most important things families need, when their kids are really sick.
It's about so much more than just the report, which is what I hope you all got out of this.
We just left the Ronald McDonald House in London, Ontario, which was an amazing experience.
I was very touched by our visit.
Seeing the day-to-day of what happens at the facilities was pretty fascinating and emotional for me as a mom.
Ronald McDonald House. What a place. So much more than a building. It really talks about the essence of McDonald's. They give so much more than just the raw product. It's about a whole lifestyle.